obviously a lot. I know the elephant in the room. Yeah, we're going to talk about Demon Slayer. We will.
We will. We get it.
I
There's
did
the end.
want to say one thing, though. And I have been putting a lot of time into Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts is very good.
The card game?
No, that's the EA Monster Hunter clone. It's like super Japanese.
Okay.
It's all about like monsters that have been like imbued with nature that are turning
Dude,
against society.
You know what's crazy is that we talked about this on Friday.
I played Wild Hearts?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like it's a podcast bit to talk about on air for other people to hear.
No. Okay. We're going to be talking about this in the microsode, you bitch.
So
people would have already heard about it because we're talking about the games we've been playing lately.
Oh, is that what we're doing with the microsode?
We talked about this on text message.
I forgot.
What the fuck? I want to keep this in. It's fucking hilarious.
It's so embarrassing. It's a shit game. Anyways, so Demon Slayer is really, really good this week.
It is really good. And we are just going to jump in mainly because this was an hour long. I was right, by the way.
For what?
They were like, this is going to be 70 minutes long. I was like,
Well, so in Japan, it's 70 minutes long because of the commercials. In the U.S., we got the uncut version, so it's 52 minutes.
There's commercials and movies?
It's not a movie in Japan. It's just on TV.
What?
Yeah, this is just on. It's on TV in Japan on their streaming stuff, and then it gets moved over to us at some point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we don't all have Crunchyroll.
So you're telling me
they have their own streaming services in Japan, but it's like we use Netflix. It's the same thing. It's like it's just on TV. Like your TVs have those apps built into them. Or I don't know what kind of cable exists in Japan. I think they still actually do have a cable, but yeah.
Are we talking about this last episode? Or are we talking because this was a movie, right? Didn't they make it a movie or no?
No.
I'm an idiot.
No.
I was thinking a movie.
It's basically a movie.
How the fuck can you tell me that movie wasn't in Japan? I was like, it made so much. Like JJK made so much money, and I was thinking it was a movie.
It wasn't in theaters. Is that what you were thinking?
Yes.
It wasn't in theaters.
I was thinking it was in theaters.
No, from what I understand, that was just a finale special.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and it had a big block of time.
Okay.
No, it did not have 70 minutes, which was kind of a bummer. But then it does make sense in terms of the grand scheme of things. It still is a very long 52 minutes.
I will give it like an amazing 52 minutes because it literally tells
Well, no, because it gave us Muzen's backstory, which is the one thing I didn't think we were going to get was Muzen's backstory.
I'll be real. Yeah, let's just break this off right now. Our boys are not coming back. I swear to God, I am so angry. I thought that they were going to give us like a little bit. And it's like, no, we're going to talk about this dickhead story. And I'm just like...
I was like, oh, let's touch back on Zenitsu and Inosuke. No, that really is. They were only in the first movie. Which is, honestly, this is still a very strong arc, despite them not being there.
I will say it would have been better if they were in it.
Oh, always. But
it was a really, really strong episode.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I forgot.
Everything. All that? Did you?
Everything about this arc.
Every single thing about that, because I had just reread this recently too, but like everything stuck out so much more than I realized. Like, so a couple prefaces before we jump into the actual summary stuff of this. There's a lot of freedoms taken with the anime adaptation of the manga, and I know it happens with the writer of the series like approving it, but there are things expounded upon and that make so much more sense after watching it when you've just read it. Demon Slayer moves very, very quick in manga form, and I think we've talked about this probably on air before too, or at least on stream or something, but it kind of just moves you through the story at a breakneck pace and doesn't give you too many details ever. Like that, it is a show that just, or a manga that just keeps going and going and going. And so like this anime is just taking its time, and I think you notice the pacing feels a little
definitely different.
It's a slower pacing, right?
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of long takes and music kind of playing to kind of let the emotions hang there and You can say it's a mix of it's the finale versus it's also a movie and has the production of a movie. So they took their time on it.
It really did.
It's gorgeous, huh?
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. There's like the 3D models, and I was like, damn, that 3D model looks like a PS5 game. So I was like, wow, this is really good looking.
Dropped sometimes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But yeah, the pacing does feel a little. I wouldn't say off. It just feels really different. Because it's not a negative. Oh, I like it more. I like movie pacing way more than show pacing. Having to fit things in a 20-minute arcs is pretty tough. Yeah. I get that. Movies have a little more freedom, right? Mm-hmm. But the way that this flowed and the emotions that I felt during it were only heightened and strengthened because of how long they were taking these things or these scenes to play out, and like how well they were using the music to really like shove it in your face. You know?
Oh yeah.
Very impressed.
I love it.
Okay. What was the preface I was going to say, though?
I don't even know, but...
Doesn't matter. Forgot already.
I mean, we're probably talking about the manga, but obviously...
Oh, yeah, the manga just moves fast.
The story.
The anime was able to take its time, and it's great. So, quick summary, then. Quick summary. We'll do it in a couple segments, so we'll go by bit, you know?
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
The first bit that I think we could probably talk about is they redid the end of the last episode, including the tree throw, and this is new. In the manga, it's just one tree that Genya chucks. In the anime, apparently Genya chucks a forest.
Yeah, he just throwing. Wait, he threw a lot more trees than one? Did I not see this part? You know what I might have done? I might have gone, fuck, this is the intro, and I just went,
it's in the very beginning. I mean, maybe I'm wrong also. Maybe I'm whatever, but I'm pretty sure that like Genya threw like 7 or 8 trees in this. So there's a lot more, dude.
Hey, honestly, he's strong as hell right now. So,
but the first bit is all the way up to the cliff edge. We'll say, you know, basically our crew goes on. Tanjiro mimics Zenitsu's breathing technically with his legs and is able to catch up. But this is when Hantengu has his next form, which he actually goes to human size and fights back. So there's a fight, and then they end up on the cliffside. Is there anything you want to talk about in that?
Man, I just gotta say, our boy's fast as fuck.
Dude, the lightning breathing that he does here, super fast, super incredible. Also, again, too beautiful, but we'll probably be saying it the entire episode. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
I did like that one detail. I liked is when Hantengu does glow up into his adult size, or a little bigger than Tanjiro, basically.
Like a big old giant.
And he puts his hands around Tanjiro's head. That looks so painful as he was crushing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really cool scene when they're like grabbing his
where
hand,
Genya comes.
Like,
yeah,
everyone is like trying to like save him pretty much.
I loved Genya showing up and just grab it, and like that was super cool.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. I think an explosion happens from Nezuko, basically.
Yeah,
is that what?
And that's what sends them out.
Yeah,
off the edge.
They all fly off a cliff. Genya doesn't fly off the cliff actually. Nezuko, Tanjiro, and Hantengu fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
Because Hantengu loses his arms too in that process. Because I think from Nezuko and all that stuff. Tanjiro lands on a twig sticking out of the wall or the cliff about 10 feet up.
But he's fine.
He's he looks real messed up, and but
he was like,
for all intents and purposes, he's fine. Yeah,
but it's just like he was just because you know, like I don't know, I kind of forgot he was up there. I thought he fell on the body, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, the demon took more of the blow.
But there's that.
But then he's just like, oh, there they make eye contact.
Even in the panel, it's like kind of creepy. It's like kind of like, whoa, dude. Like on the panel in the manga with Tanjiro just looking at him with the eyes wide and say, I'm never gonna stop hunting you. I'm gonna kill you at some point in your life. Even if you run, I will never stop. Super unit move, by the way. Yeah. But yeah, it's really well done there.
I will say, and I think this was a comment as well, but like a top comment, but I really do love the fact that Tanjiro
That's fine.
Is like
worse from you.
Is very like he kills and he like wants to kill, right? And so I think a lot of times like in the show, his justice is like, I'm like dealing it out.
He's got a righteous vengeance. That's all it is. Yeah. It's not revenge. It's not malicious. It's just righteous vengeance.
Right.
Like it's good. It's right. That's it.
Whereas someone like Mashle like befriends enemies and stuff like that. Right. So it's just this interesting dynamic on that.
I mean, Tanjiro was never meant to be that gray. I think at this point in the show, we all know how much of a good guy Tanjiro is. Yeah. Doesn't really show any kind of like dark attributes, you know?
I mean, I feel like he's showing it right now. He's bloodthirsty, baby.
That's not bloodthirsty. That's dead. See, to me, that's like complete
opposite
dedication.
Oh yeah,
it is complete merriment to your goal.
Yeah,
like that is. It's Asagi wanting to be the best striker in the world. The same exact thing. Why Asagi would never back down.
Asagi from Bleach? No,
from Bleach.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, from Blue Lock. It's that same kind of thing. Like you have the resolve. That's what I mean. It does involve killing a demon, which is, I guess, already evil, and like demons are evil themselves, so I don't think it's too bad. But yeah,
they're supposed to be bad guys.
It is definitely stark, for sure. Like, yeah,
that's a good word.
Stark.
No, thanks, man. I thought you said Stark.
Stark,
like the thing that carries the babies,
like Tony Stark. Yeah, baby Stark.
Or is that a stork?
Stork.
Fuck. Dude.
Yeah. It's okay. For a second there, I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But then I was like,
I can see it in your face. Yeah, that's why I was like, what? For people who are listening, they're like, why the fuck did they just start talking so slow? But we are like both looking at each other like, are you actually understanding what I'm saying? So, anyway, let's just move on to the
Nezuko's
fall off the cliff.
Unconscious on the ground. Hantengu's missing his arms, but he is really wounded, and he makes the comment at this point. He needs to go find humans to eat to regenerate.
Gotta eat that blood.
Yeah, so he's searching now. And so that's when Tanjiro jumps in, and that's the fall. I'm gonna go all the way to the first attack. Tanjiro is able to get to Hantengu down from the branch.
He breathes again, right?
Yep, he breathes again, puts his all into it, and cuts off Hantengu's head. And then the sun starts coming up. And Nezuko starts burning.
Yeah.
And then Hantengu starts burning. And so Tanjiro sprints to Nezuko and goes and like shields her beautifully.
Yeah, it's done so well.
And it's also hard because you're like, holy shit, she's on fire. And he's like, just shrink down so less sun hits you. And she's shrinking down more. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is brutal, you know? And
dude, you know, it's crazy. Yeah, I feel like for sure the animation made it way crazier than the manga.
Oh, yeah.
And I forgot about all of this part.
Did you? Oh man, this part.
So from here,
so sad.
I want to say from when they fell off, from here onward, I was like, I've read this, so I knew she wasn't gonna die. Mm-hmm. But I'll be real, I was like, holy fuck, she's on fire. What is happening? I do not remember this.
I just feel like this is.
I was like, does she like regenerate or something? I
don't know. It's such a huge plot point. How did you forget this?
I kind of literally I forgot about this until Muzan was like, then I'll eat her, and I was like, oh. Yeah.
That's been the point.
I was like wondering why this guy is like such a fucking villain, and I was like, oh yeah.
I mean,
he's gonna go after someone that we love, and it will make him the destroyer of the world. Cool.
So she starts burning, and it's getting pretty rough. But this whole time, she's like, hey, don't look at me, Tanjiro, because she was behind Tanjiro when Tanjiro beheaded Hantengu. So he turns around, putting his back to Hantengu, assuming the job's done, you know. Like, hey, I cut his head off. That's an upper rank. Down. And then sees Nezuko. And Nezuko's like, no, what are you doing? Yeah. And so finally it's revealed that Hantengu is definitely still alive. Mm-hmm. And Nezuko is going to burn the sunlight. And Hantengu is at this point like within feet, like chasing after these blacksmiths.
Yeah.
This will be my one complaint in the whole thing, but I'll do it now. Actually, I don't think the drawing out of this scene really makes Hantengu chasing after the villagers seem not threatening, with how long it takes for Hantengu to make this decision to get to these villagers and eat them.
Yeah, I mean they were doing the slow motion thing though.
Yeah, but every time we saw them in panel, they were still running, you know, and it wasn't like always in slow motion.
Yeah,
and so it just felt like that action, that moving sequence out in the distance in itself didn't feel as serious because they were always running. And it didn't stop until Hantengu got his hands on them. And he's like still burning. But Tanjiro also does say, and they makes a comment, which I don't know if it doesn't have the same weight in the manga as it does in the anime. Or it has a different weight, I should say that. It's different. Like the pacing. Yeah. In the manga, because this is happening so quick and breakneck, you think Hanten is basically already at the blacksmiths in the manga. Right. Like he's within the breadth of a hair, and then very quickly it resolves, and that's, you know, But in the anime, it's a lot more drawn out.
I mean, it was drawn out, and
because you want that tension, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Again, it was more so I feel like a movie decision, right? Than because I agree, it did feel kind of drawn out. Where in the manga, it is like a split-second decision.
Yeah,
she kicks him, and then he just immediately goes and does the thing.
Well, he does. He does. I mean, and I want to real quick. I just want to make this clear. Tanjiro does mess up here. Like he does decide to save Nezuko, and says it's too hard. I don't know what to do. And he doesn't pursue the swordsman or the blacksmiths. He does make that choice.
Yeah.
In the manga and in the anime, which I thought was like a really good thing to, I don't know, really make clear, because we've always seen Tanjiro make the right decision. This is like that first time he was like really pushed.
Yeah. And it's hard because it's like, I feel like I'd probably make that same decision.
I think everyone would choose to save their little baby sister, their only family they have left, over 3 strangers.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying the human heart is going to be the way the human heart is. Like you're going to have those affections, and you're not going to, unless you hate your little sister. Maybe you want her dead. I don't know. But I don't think there's anything wrong so much morally as in, except that there was more human life that, you know what I mean? Like how do you really define that scenario? You know what I mean?
Know. It's that whole trolley thing. Yeah. You do the one or the lots.
The fear of the many. Yeah.
Well, because I think it's like someone versus like
5 strangers you know.
Yeah.
So, regardless, Nezuko makes the decision for him, kicks him off herself with her super strength, and leaves herself to the sunlight as the sun's rising, which is a very beautiful, sad, cute, amazing little bit, because she takes her hand and she like does like a yes, like a
you
like,
got this,
you
got this, big brother,
like you got this, I got this, it's good. Whatever. I burped in the mic.
It's good. I'm about to die now.
Tanjiro is able to... I'm about to die now. Tanjiro lands and does it one more time, and he realizes that the main body is not the one he just cut the head off of. If it was, it would have...
Yeah, he'd be dead.
Would have gone. There's something else going on. He does... the first indication also is on the head. It says resentment, I think, in the tongue.
Yeah.
And the main one says fear, right?
Right.
So this moves on to him going for it, and then he looks at it and he smells more intensely and smells more intensely.
Right up in his heart.
And then he gets X-ray vision, and then he finds it.
X-ray vision.
Hey, for a second he did.
He did.
And then he cuts this thing up, and then he does this amazing downward chop on Hantengu. And we do actually get a backstory, but it was 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I think everyone was super stoked on that.
Yeah.
Or 1 minute and 40 seconds or something like that. It was super short. But it is still like a, I think it does still do a lot for his character. Hantengu was a much more enjoyable antagonist to me than even like the fearful Hantengu.
Yeah.
Was much more enjoyable to me than Gyoko.
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure.
And,
much more interesting fight. I will say he is... Out of at least the ones we've seen, because I can't remember the future ones, I think he is the most piece of shit.
Hantengu is?
Yeah.
I think Gyoko's
person
by far the most piece of shit out of them two for sure.
No, I'm talking about for the
on the real life
as a human. Yeah.
Gyoko's is still worse, but we don't know it because it was only in an interview. But
okay, fine. But
I mean, you're right. In the manga, Hantengu's is really bad. He's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, he just is a robber and a murderer. That's it. And so he's like, and then it's like, yeah, we're gonna hang you or whatever, execute you, and then it becomes a thing.
Daki and Gyotaro were kind of the same in the sense, like she was selling her body and he was killing and like mugging people for.
That is true.
Yeah, so he was like
it's harder when you're a kid forced into that, and then there's just a jolt.
Hantengu was kind of, I think Hantengu is worse still because he would just lie and make up stories about it to get out of it. Like, oh, my hands moved on their own. No, they didn't. You killed that guy.
Yeah. It's like,
So you're probably right. I think Hantengu is probably worse in the long run. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just saw him. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad it is dead. Where I feel a lot of empathy or sympathy for a lot of the villains in this, because they do show like what a hard life they had before, and then this was kind of their only option or their option out, or they'd been betrayed by the world so much that they had rightful resentment, and then someone gave them power to do something about it.
Hantengu only lived though because Muzan broke him out before he got executed. So so it's the same thing for him too, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I again, I was very thankful it was short.
Yeah.
I was like, thank God.
And it was an insanely gorgeous execution.
Yeah.
On Hantengu.
Shoop.
And it was also really quick too. The way his head flew off, and then the music transitioned to be a lot softer.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what's crazy?
Hmm.
I swear to God, I remembered that Tanjiro did all this, and then it was actually the other demon that was fighting Mitsuri. Was it
Hatred fighting Mitsuri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was the main demon.
What's crazy? I know.
And I couldn't remember, and I was like, oh my God.
But I think Hatred is exceptionally strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like much. I think if it was Tanjiro versus Hatred, Tanjiro would have lost.
Yeah,
I don't think he wins that one.
I mean, yeah, the Hashira almost.
Mitsuri
she pretty much dies.
She had her. I mean, and
she would have died if they wouldn't have killed him in that moment.
Couple things there to clarify. I guess she had her mark active, right? So like she was doing the mark thing, so she was increased on everything, and she's already abnormally strong,
right?
But she also couldn't kill Hatred, no matter how much she decapitated him. So maybe.
I guess that is a good point.
Yeah.
If it was a one-on-one in a situation like that, she probably would have been able to easily. But yeah, because he's invincible.
He's invincible because
Interesting.
So.
That's a good point.
But I would like to say that if he wasn't invincible, she probably would have won really quickly. That probably is what would honestly be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she can literally neutralize his attacks with a flick of her wrist with her sword. You know.
Yeah.
It's just over. I think she does neutralize an air blast in one of those episodes.
Yeah,
early,
I think
doesn't
so
she?
too. Yeah,
it's like crazy, man. You're like, what the hell?
Dude, she's a beast.
Yeah. So, the last bits of the episode. Well, she's the last bits. The last 20 minutes of the episode.
The last 4 hours. No.
A lot of this is just like Tanjiro getting to see that Nezuko's still alive.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's alive, everyone.
Nezuko is alive. Muichiro. Oh, I didn't ever say this. Muichiro did get to the cliffside as Tanjiro was like chasing after Hantengu.
Oh yeah,
and Muichiro chucks the sword that the blacksmith was working on. Really cool too.
It's very sick.
And then Muichiro passes out. And then Tanjiro uses that sword to behead and kill Hantengu.
Yeah.
So that was a detail I forgot to mention. It's pretty important, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty important
because that's his sword. After that though, we get to go real quick to Nezuko. Oh, we did Nezuko. She's alive. Yeah, no, she conquered the sun. That's the language we're going to use.
Guess what?
Because
she talks now.
She also talks now.
That's so important. And also, guess what? I was like this. What the fuck, dude? I was legit like shook.
Her talking. That's right. Her talking.
I forgot that she talks at all in this, which is crazy. But I was literally, and I'm gonna ruin it. But my favorite comment was, "Hey, at least Nezuko's voice actor can get paid to do more than grunt now."
Yeah, I saw it too.
And I was laughing so hard because I was like, "Yeah, that's true."
We'll comment we'll say the guy's name later, whoever it was.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's that. That resolves. That's the last we're gonna see of Tanjiro and Nezuko and all of them for this bit. The rest of the episode is actually a few different things. So.
It is.
Well, first thing is we're going to go to the, what's her name? The doctor that's a demon, the girl, that lady that she was the first one to kind of resist Muzan.
Yeah.
Tomoya. Sorry. We go quickly to her. And this is actually interstitial in the Nezuko bit, but I want to say it separately. She's writing about these things that Nezuko is like, you know, she's an exceptional demon, essentially, is what she's kind of writing about.
Right.
She's very strong. She's resisted even the strongest of blood. Or the strongest smelling blood. She's gotten abilities, and she ends her letter, and she says I think this is probably before, or probably in the middle of the hunt. I don't know if it's ever really defined, but sends this letter off to the cat and says the last line is, "I would not be surprised if Nezuko in the future conquered the sun," or something to that effect.
Yeah.
That's the language that we get for that ability. I don't know if it's ever described elsewhere, but it's really, really important because Muzan, who is kind of the rest of the episode at this point, first off, murders his adoptive mom and his maid
immediately,
just brutally too, right? Like just within
he didn't have to do him like that.
Oh yeah, I mean I remember reading it. It's way more brutal in the manga, to be honest. But that's just how the manga.
I mean,
is.
doesn't he like talk to them more?
No, it's pretty quick in the manga too. It's just a lot more gory in the manga and like a little more in your face. But the way the maid was going, that was very well done. The maid like went insane on the spot basically.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty well done and creepy and uncomfortable, but good job.
That was the point.
so this goes into Muzen's backstory. Muzen was
a sick guy,
a sick noble, I think, or a sick diplomat, something. I can't remember his title, but he was dying. His doctor was making a medicine. Muzen didn't think it was working.
So he kills his doctor. And he's like sad. And then he's like, "Oh fuck, it is working.
And it is
I'm a
working.
Vampire,
and I'm actually a demon now."
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
same fucking thing.
Well, vampire. Yeah, demon slayer, vampire slayer. Yeah,
it's the same fucking thing, guys. They eat people. They drink their blood. It's the same bullshit. You get attacked by. I guess it's not every.
Vampires are a little different.
I don't think vampire. I think this has to be the main vampire that gets you. That can turn you, like Dracula. You keep Dracula's person. No. Yeah, I think so. No. Yeah. I think in old school rules.
Have you read Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I don't know.
Okay, that's not so. First off, that's not really a big point in Bram Stoker's Dracula. But if you're talking about changing people's humanity to vampirism or whatever, from human to vampire, that's not really a legend thing in the same way that the rest of the lore is. That's a little newer. That's like no. That's like Nosferatu or.
Yeah, Nosferatu when it got good.
No, like. I'm probably not even Nosferatu. That's like 70s or 80s probably.
Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this shit.
Look, man, I don't know. All I'm saying is that they're very similar. They can't go out in the fucking daylight. They get burnt by sun.
They sparkle.
You know. They sparkle. So anyway.
Demons are cooler than vampires.
Demons are way cooler than vampires.
But vampires, well, I don't know. I like Dracula a lot. And Castlevania, well, but my love for vampires comes from Castlevania and nothing else. And Twilight. I like Twilight a lot, actually. Twilight, if you change your perspective of Twilight from romance to like schlocky camp, it is like an immediately more enjoyable experience. It's a bad B movie, guys. Treat it like a bad B movie and it rocks.
Yeah, it probably would be
like
cool.
you watch it and make fun.
Anyway, what the
anyways, so Muzen kills and that's
vampire.
Yeah. So he was like, I got stronger. I could do these crazy feats. I was a warrior, but the one thing I couldn't do was go out in the sunlight, and it was humiliating.
Like, oh, I'm fucking sad. I can literally do anything in the entire world, and I'll live forever. But I can't go out in the sun.
The one thing he says is it was humiliating.
Yeah.
To have to skulk around in the dark and avoid the sunlight.
Okay.
And that
tell him to fucking grow up.
Definitely. But that I think fits his character very well.
Yeah.
With his arrogance and how high he holds himself, and to feel like it's an insult that he's not able to walk in the sunlight, you know? Like it's an insult to creation that Muzen can't be in the sunlight. Yeah. Like that's what that feels like to me.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And then you're also talking about the motives of a madman who's lived for a long time, you know, and I think if what was the you didn't watch, never mind. I won't spoil that'll spoil something. Muzan basically, his goal since he's become a demon, the original demon, is to find a way to walk in the sunlight.
Yeah.
And his two methods have been, hey, gather a demon force that's strong enough to go find this blue spider lily, which is the plant the doctor was using to heal Muzen, or create a demon that can withstand the sunlight. When either one of those two are confirmed, I am able to put my plan in motion, absorb that demon, and finally walk in the sunlight.
Right.
That is what Muzen's been going for the entire time he's been alive, and it just happened.
Right.
So,
which is super important.
Super important. That's it. That is what Muzen wants now, and that's it. So
now we know, and then it ends.
So
everyone's happy for Tanjiro,
and then it basically ends. Yeah. So
right.
That's essentially it. Yep. But Conroji shows up after the thing. Mitsuri shows up after the thing disappears, and she goes, "Hey guys, we did it all. We're all alive. No one died." That was
that was cute. And then when Nezuko talked, they had a big hugging, crying moment.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
Okay, so anything you want to say before we go to comments?
Yeah, why the fuck did they put Nezuko back in the box if she can conquer the sunlight?
I don't know. She was sleeping.
Sure.
I don't know.
Saying, it's just I was like, huh?
I think it's also been her home for years. So she might just find it comfortable.
This is your home. It's just a box.
But I did enjoy like if you want to, we can talk about the cart ride that Tanjiro sat up in and slowly walked away from the village, and was kind of awkward but also kind of precious.
Yeah, everyone was like, we love you. And then the girl ninja
Kunoichi.
Is that her name?
No, that's
they named her?
That's what a female ninja is. It's a Kunoichi. I don't know her name. She's one of the higher ups at.
Anyway, she
Demon
just takes
Slayer
his
State.
fucking blindfold off, and then which she wasn't supposed to do, and then they have a party.
It's crazy, man, because I think you have to be blindfolded to enter basically anywhere that the blacksmiths or the demon slayers are. So you're always blindfolded when you go into the estate, and you're always blindfolded when you come to the blacksmith village. It's a lot of like you get to avoid a lot of geography stuff because of that. Like you don't have to worry about locations too much.
Way to write your story so that way you don't have to show a lot.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like you don't have to like worry about your location too much.
Like you only have to show it like one time.
That's it.
Which is like you blindfold the character, and then every single time you're just like, oh, they're blindfolding him, and then you get to go here.
That's a useful plot device that probably saves a lot of work.
Yeah, any
that
story
people probably don't think is too lazy.
Your character starts here. They're blindfolded. Oh, it's the end of the game.
Just make it tense and you're good. Let's do some comments.
Let's do it. Overall, this episode was insanely good.
Oh no,
it was very beautiful. Soundtrack was on point.
It is going to be hard to critique this episode just because of how exceptionally top tier it was.
Get those up. What are you doing? And
I already got it up.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry, you're just letting you finish your thought.
I thought it's this.
Caramel Sauce is the guy that said the Nezuko voice actor joke. Okay. So nice. I'm going to cut you off right there.
Caramel Sauce, baby.
I'm skipping. Some of these are going to suck, but
a lot. I mean, again, a lot of comments.
This is just for everyone as like a PSA in case you're having issues with Crunchyroll like I have had. This helped. So Flashfire CC, you're a godsend. Thank you. So mental note, when Crunchyroll crashes and doesn't release its episode, go to Crunchyroll calendar, go to today, and click on the show you want to watch. Thank you to whoever taught me this trick. So I just
cool.
It's a good. Yeah, it's good.
It's a good trick.
Yep.
I don't know if it works, but
other Saitama beats Goku. That's other shonen MCs are naive and overly forgiving. Tanjiro, atone for your sins with your life. Effing Chad.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I will leave it with this one because this is the current status still of season 4. As of right now, there is no official release date for season 4 of Demon Slayer. Only speculation somewhere between spring 24 and spring 25.
It's also gonna be bullshit.
That's also One Punch Dragon. I also don't know if it's gonna be season 4 or a movie. So I think a movie works really well as the next bit, to be honest.
No, they already did come. Whoever just said this is a fucking idiot because they did say already that it was going to be like an OVA, or it's going to be something that is like it's smaller, like almost like a mini series or a movie. Like
is it really?
Yeah, because it's. I mean, think about it. They already announced. Did you not see?
I know what the next arc is already.
So. Okay, they announced and they showed a trailer.
Oh, the training arc?
The training arc.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's and that's short as fuck. So
yeah.
Like
I mean, in the manga, it's only 6 or 7. Yeah, it's like maybe that.
Dude,
so
it's
not
movie.
super. Oh, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, an OVA is different, but
no. I'm saying they don't know yet.
I was saying that could be a movie to me.
They're thinking it's going to be 4 episodes or a movie. That's what they think.
Oh, 4 episodes would be perfect, dude.
Yeah. So
I could do a movie for that, man.
That'd be for that too.
I think people will be stoked to see that in a movie. Yeah. Those are the 4 comments I'm doing. So, but that's season 4. I'm saying, not OVAs in a movie. So that would mean season 4 could be the final season.
Would be the final season, and then it would end it with a movie. Is what I'm assuming.
That's what I'm hoping. Man, it's already.
Or they give it 24 episodes. Then I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
They either do 12 in a movie, or they do at least 16, if not 20. Not 24, but just like
they'll
be sick if they did 24 and then they added some extra at the end for unknown reasons that you guys will know later.
Well, let's.
No, we can't. We gotta be so.
No, I was gonna say let's shelf this.
Yeah,
and move on. Yeah, because I don't want to say anything else. I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
It's just, it is what it is, guys. I'm sorry. It's good Demon Slayer. When Demon Slayer hits, it hits. Even when it doesn't hit, it's still hitting.
Hitting me.
So, okay. Let's move on to our next episode, though.
What is it, though?
We do Mashle next? That's right. All right. Mash, Burn Dead, and the Divine Visionary. So we don't have a summary for this one too much either, so we're going to go through it bit by bit. It'll be kind of quick because it's a little short of an episode than 52 minutes like Demon Slayer had.
Yeah, God.
But this is broken into two parts really easily, right? We got the Dot versus I can't remember, Love? Is there even Love?
Yeah.
Dot versus Love fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the whole Rain Ames showing up and Mashle bit. So we'll start with the Dot Ames fight or Dot Love fight. I thought they did pretty good here.
Yeah,
I was pretty impressed.
It was fun.
Yep. It does show Dot gets his glow up too. He is double marked, but it comes off in a different way.
Right.
Or double line, sorry. His line looks like a cross on his forehead.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like much more like a upside down cross in the manga. It's definitely not an upside down cross in the anime though.
I think that people get a little nervous.
I think so.
About that.
Yeah.
And so on American TV, so they probably changed it.
Yep, I think so too.
Yeah, I actually am really curious of what it is in Japan, or if they just were like, we'll just do that.
Yeah, maybe.
It'll be easy for everybody.
Maybe I'm misremembering it. Maybe but I thought it looked more like an upside down.
because you know what? Even in like the flashback though, they did show it.
Did they?
Yeah, they showed it as more of an upside down thing. So I don't know. I can't.
All right. Basically, it means that when you are high on your emotions, you get a surge of power.
Yeah.
That's when you are super emotionally charged, you enter a heightened state, much like a second spell.
Hey man,
but
you
this
can't
is
do
not.
that.
This is not a second spell. This is just him getting stronger.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
That is true. It is not
Yeah.
It is not like a magic boost or like a magic power, like a spell.
It's not a level increase, right?
Yeah, it is he is gaining more power because that's kind of his fucking thing.
Yeah.
How, like Mashle has no magic, or two-liners have more magic. Like he's like a different special breed, I guess, of magic.
Yeah, it's whatever that is. Yeah,
I don't know. It's like a family lineage. I really don't know.
It's similar to like the evil eye kind of thing. You know, it's like an attribute that showed up.
What story are they making fun of on this one?
I don't know.
I feel like there was one like in my head that when I was watching, I was like, oh, this is exactly like, almost like Black Clover a little bit.
Which character?
Our main boy.
Asta?
Yeah,
Dot is like Asta?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Hey, does everyone agree with me or what?
What?
Does he agree with me?
Okay. Do you agree? Okay. Did you do it? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. No,
so anyway, Dot's cool.
Dot's not like Asta in my opinion, but hey, that's fine. I can get behind it. Dot, yes, he does have his own unique thing, but I think it works fine. It's the same as Abyss. What's the Abyss Razor? Got the eye.
Yes,
Mashle beat the shit out of.
Yeah,
he has the same kind of thing. It's a magical attribute that showed up in his body. I wouldn't say much different than that. So. Same way with how Lance's sister's losing her magic.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like
another thing. But I want to be clear though. He does trounce Love. He doesn't even give he doesn't even hit her.
He does the whole thing where he's like, I'm promised to another woman or whatever.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious.
And so
because she's trying to seduce him a little bit.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Well, yeah, because like that's probably easy, especially for Dot. No, for Dot has been horny this whole fucking thing.
He's not
the
horny.
way I said in the beginning.
He is grossly in love with Lemon.
Well, yeah.
That's her name, by the way. I remember her name.
Lemon.
I don't know if I care about her still, but she's funny.
Dog.
She's funny. She's just irrelevant. So I do want to point out. I do want to say I do have a lot, don't I?
I do.
So I do want to. I did a lot. I'm sorry.
Fucking
this ends pretty quickly, and then then her twin brother walks out and's like, "Hey, what did I say? You got to win,
or else I beat you." And then he just beats her up.
And then he gets one shot, and I'm surprised he's still alive. This is where movie magic comes into play because a divine visionary does show up here, shoots a giant sword at the kid at the speed of light. I gotta say, it's something crazy, and the sword doesn't pierce him. It just knocks him out, or like moves him to the ground like a I don't know, a hammer to a nail. Doesn't matter. It would have killed you regardless because like it's a sword.
Yeah, I didn't understand fully why the sword
or a partisan. I think he calls it a partisan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a pretty brutal blow, and then he kept beating the guy up on the ground, which was even more brutal.
Yeah.
Because this is a kid.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna get answers out of him. And then even his sister's like, can I go too?
Yeah.
She just leaves.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Leaving you to watch a 17 or 18-year-old kicking a 12 or 13-year-old in the stomach, which is not a good look, but also whatever. This moves on further to eventually. Well, so I think there might have been something in the middle. I don't remember too much, but
no, it just goes right to this.
Does it go right to? Okay, this goes to Mash walking down like a tunnel, like just towards what is hopefully.
My wife and I've read this. Is this before or after?
Yeah.
Because I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this a flashback? Because the lighting was different.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, is this a flashback? And I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure it happened right after.
Yeah.
I think
so I was like, what the fuck? Why did you do that?
Mash is eating cream puffs to refuel before his fight with the other guy.
Yeah,
the puppet guy. But he runs into Rain Ames, which is the divine visionary.
Yeah.
And Rain's there on a goal. Like he's got a specific goal. I think it was this episode or last episode. There was a quick aside about Innocent Zero, one of the world's most famous villains, escaped to prison.
Right.
And they're supposed to be at the school, hidden in disguise or whatever. So that's what Rain's looking for, is that. And so he thinks it's here, but he sees Mashle, and right away he can measure magic. Like he can tell Mashle's got no magic.
Right.
So
I do feel like the spider bit, because it was like the spell was way better in the anime than the manga. I mean, it still was pretty funny in the manga.
It's funny in the manga, but you skip through it real quick.
Yeah.
It's so funny here.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Good job bringing that up, man. I wouldn't have brought that up, really.
Yeah.
But
I like the little things.
Thanks, man. So, Rain tests him, and every test Mash exceeds.
Was 2 + 2, bitch.
Well, he does 3% power, I think, and Mash catches it with 2 fingers. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Hey, that's dangerous, man. And then he does 10%, and then Mash makes a chair out of all the swords, which I think is a Game of Thrones reference, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
And then Rain's like, hey, look, what's your name? After testing him, oh, it's Mash Burn Dead. And then you go to a flashback for Rain where Waldorf's like, hey, I got a special case. Watch out for him, will you? He's a good guy. Or keep an eye out for him, or whatever is watch over him.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like,
watch over him.
Watch over this dude. Yeah.
Mash Burn Dead. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Be careful out there. Here's a handkerchief that heals wounds. Bye. And then they split up.
Yeah.
And then our last thing we see is Mash opening the door. Oh, wait. You want to do it?
Well, he just does the whole thing where he's like, do I push or pull? And then it just goes to the opposite side of the door and it explodes.
Well,
it's like, what are you doing? And I can't remember exactly what the guy says, but I know that he says, oh, I was knocking. Like he wasn't intentionally trying to like burst through. He's like, I just knocked.
He looks at little Creamy. He goes,
and
then he puts it down and closes his eyes. He goes, should I push or pull? Looks a little Creamy, and then closes his eyes. And then you look at the other side of the door and you just get, boom, just flies out.
It's tight, bro.
Yeah, I was knocking. This episode's great, man.
It's good, dude.
I love this episode so much.
No, it's I mean, and we're getting to the end, right? Yeah. I think next episode is it. But maybe not.
I think it had a recap. More. It had a recap, so it's gonna be 12 only. So
isn't it 12? This is 11, right?
This is 11. So next episode. So this is 10.
Oh, it is? Okay, then
10.
we get 2 more.
Yeah,
we get 2 more. So what'll be is probably the big fight, and then
I think it'll take all 2 episodes for everything else.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
I think which is funny that we both called exactly where it was going to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job, man.
High five.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Teamwork is dreamwork. But yeah, no. 10 out of 10 for me. Easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some comments before you jump right to that.
Sorry,
you want to do the comments or me do? I got them. You want
to? Hey, someone give me a beat to rap to. No, not you.
Wow. Okay, if you're not going to read the comments, I'll do it.
Okay, Ambient says, brother, I don't know how I didn't make the connection with their hair. Does that make sense? It's 2.8K likes. You do this.
The first reply.
What does it say?
I didn't realize either. For a while, I thought the younger brother. Oh! This is everyone because no one
brothers?
knows.
Oh, you guys are fucking stupid. Actually, no. Let me take that back. You are fucking stupid. If you did not immediately go, "Wow, those 2 are related," they have the same fucking hair color.
Finn and Rain. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we've read it, so it's kind of hard to say, but yeah.
It's not hard.
Ambience. Oh, it's your comment, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Come on,
No,
you do
I'm
it.
just mad at how stupid these idiots are. Sorry. My favorite part is when Mash said it's mashing time and mashed all over the villain.
Always.
Always. Ooh. What? Dot. Imitating Mash is honestly really sweet. I thought he said intimidating, and I was like, there's not a time.
There's not a thing in this. There's not a time in this. There's not a time in this manga where Mash is ever intimidated by Dot. Let me be very clear. That's not a spoiler. That's a genetic truth, biological truth. Sorry. Okay.
And then this will be the last one. But today's a great day. We have the newest Mashle episode and Black Clover movies out today. So go watch Astra.
Ooh, Asta.
Shut the fuck up. Asta. It's Asteria. And
Asta.
I'm
very excited. I want to watch that because
I bet you are.
Dude, the animation's gonna be so clutch on it, dude.
Is it canon?
I think so. Yeah.
Just say.
I'll check, but probably not.
Well, that'd be stupid.
The series is going to start over again sometime soon, though. So, or not start over, but continue on.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
It's at a really good point right now. So,
God damn it, that means I have to keep reading it.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a time skip from when it ended last time to what it is now. So it might be a good time to just jump in here. It'll probably do enough introductions for you. Or read it. It's a really fun read compared to.
Well, no, I'm like, I was pretty far.
Yeah.
Anyway, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
I have no problem with Mashle. I love Mashle. You give me Mashle, I'm happy.
I'm always crying.
Yep. Let's close it out. What do we got left?
Oh, we got that fucking dog shit.
HP printer. All right, yeah, Hell's Paradise. Weak and Strong. This is episode 11 though, so this might be.
We'll probably
it'll
probably be over.
No, because they did take a week off, so I think they probably have 13 episodes loaded up.
I bet you. Well, they would actually probably need.
You would need to tell me it. To me, I think they need 2 more episodes, but.
Yeah, I think they need 2 episodes.
So, this is gonna. It needs 2 episodes. Yes. So this episode was. Good.
It was good.
It was good.
It's good.
A
little too fucking late.
Well, I think it missed some of the animation too. Some of the animation wasn't entirely like there. I feel like
it wasn't good. Yeah, you're right.
It just didn't like. I'm not saying it needs to always. It just for Mappa, whatever. I thought it'd be a little more high fidelity, a little more framework there. But it doesn't matter. It was still well communicated and well told and good. Basic summary. This is now, so we have 2 groups of people here, 3 groups of people, but the third group is very, very little. 2 groups of people here. We have Gabimaru, our swordsman, and the Asaimon, and Mei. I can't remember all these people's names, unfortunately, but, and then we have, what was the other group? The group is, oh my gosh.
I don't remember all their names, just say like.
What's his whatever the brothers, but I can't remember his name. I was like, dang it, the bros, and they're both fighting like Doshi, which are like the messengers for the Tensen.
Mm-hmm.
Very quickly, we go to the brothers. Very quickly, the brothers showcase that.
So was this was new for you, right? Or have you read this part?
I knew how this ended. I don't remember if I'd read this or if I just knew about this.
Got it.
Spoiler somewhere. Well, but I knew how this. I knew that the brother wiped the floor with this piece of trash, which he just does. Like he heals, he one shots him essentially. He does get tattoos on his neck, a little weird, but he's able to kind of propel Tao out of his fist.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What do you think about Tao now? Does it make a little bit more sense?
Tao is Nen. Yeah, Tao's Nen.
It is Nen.
It's Nen. Yeah. Outside of the regeneration, it's just Nen at this point. So it makes a ton of sense. I am waiting for the downsides of Tao to show up because I absolutely know there's a downside to using Tao.
Well, yeah, because they're getting
you're using
like
Well, he's getting the tattoos that are changing shape as he uses it.
Yeah.
So and I would fully at some point anticipate him becoming more tree-like. If that's
maybe or like more plant-esque.
Yeah,
or whatever.
More plant-esque because it really seems like
because that's like maybe the essence of life, or like that's like the idea of like going back to the roots.
I don't know entirely, unfortunately, but it just feels like it's definitely got a downside to be using them. The only reason the Tencent are able to use it is because they're so aggressively harvesting from the ton that they're making,
Right.
Which I think makes it. I think that's what's basically happening in the pits like that. Is that there's humans getting turned into ton, and then ton is what they use to make
like the elixir,
whatever the elixir's called. Yeah, and which is what they use to probably give them a super level of Tao that allows them to really do shit. But then
I guess that's
also
true, because you're like, oh.
But then it's also fully cycled through their body through sex. So
yeah,
that's a lore thing they drop on.
Yeah, what's funny is I was like, I don't know how they're gonna do this.
They did it great.
They did a good job.
Yeah,
they did it in like a perfect way. So.
No, they also did it. They did it in a way that seems abhorrent, which is really well. Like they did it. They made sex seem really uncomfortable, which I think was really impressive because most guys are like, yeah, sex,
Yeah.
But like it was like, oh geez, and like very quickly, this is the reason May is like royalty basically, but she is a female who is good to use for training your Tao.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that training comes in sex. Whether
she was it's a sex slave. We can say
yeah,
it. I don't know. Maybe censor.
And,
I don't know.
And like our heroes are rightfully disgusted,
mm-hmm.
which is good, and it causes them to be angry.
Right.
And that's when Gabimaru and I can never remember the samurai's name, but the older I just want to say is like his name should be something like a famous swordsman like Masamune, you know what I mean? But like I don't know what his name is. So
like Hulk.
His whole goal is to be a name remembered.
Yeah.
So a legend.
We'll call him legend swordsman.
Yep. They both are unable to really get too far into the fight, and they both seem to be struggling against the doshi. There are 2 doshi here, actually. There are 3 doshi total. The brothers dispatched one
They got
handily.
the hard ones. They got the fucking bug ones.
Yeah, and then the 2 dudes, these 2 bug ones, are who Gabimaru and the samurai fought. They can't fight initially. It's too hard. They see their abilities aren't working, right? Basically. Right. And so Gabimaru makes a wall of fire to buy some time, which is just, excuse me, what?
Yeah, I know. The part that I didn't really like was that he was like,
"Oh,
okay, guys,
you can
what do we got to do?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, because how long does it stay there?"
Yeah, and like, are they afraid of it? Like, what is going on? Like,
well, bugs would be, I guess. That's the idea.
I guess, but this is where we'll get to this part. I have an issue.
What about just talk about it?
Let me finish doing this quick summary part. So, Senta, the kid. Senta's the guy, the Asaemon with the glasses.
Yeah.
The kid, Asaemon, the one with the blonde hair, the Zenitsu looking one. He says, "Hey, you guys aren't understanding it right. Like what she is trying to teach you guys is that you need to be weak and strong at the same time. Your mind needs to be very, very honed and very, very sharp and tight, but also brittle and fragile and soft and loving. All at the same time." And that is the first time where it clicks for Gabimaru. When it's finally explained to him in a language he can understand, he sees that, oh, that's what Tao is. And that's why I can't experience it. I'm just hard as hell in my head. I can only be angry, aggressive, and on the point every time. I need to be more understanding and loving and all that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Eventually, with that kind of rework, he is able to manipulate Tao and see Tao. Which is quite interesting, to be honest. But he does something
because
really...
we were fucking spot on the blind guy using...
Was I?
Yeah.
And I was going to say...
They've showed Tao enough times now that's for sure what the fuck is happening.
Well, and I was going to say, the blind guy described it like he was in the waves. And Gabimaru is like, yes, it's like I'm gently tossed between the waves.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, guaranteed. This blind guy just learned how to use Tao because he was down a sense.
Yep.
And that makes a lot of sense, which means he can probably already hurt the Tencent or kill them if he's good enough. Which means I wonder if he knows how to imbue his blade with Tao. Because that's going to be the next step here, is to be able to use Tao on your... Well, if it's like Nen or like Hockey or whatever,
That's interesting, because I guess Nen is like that. I don't know if they're going to go that hard. Do you think they're going to take Nen's shit that hard?
I mean, that's more One Piece than Hunter x Hunter, to be honest. But
well, no, because they like did a... Nen, I don't know. There's so many characters that put stuff to their items.
Yeah.
As like a huge rule system.
That's specifically what Hockey is in One Piece.
Okay.
Hockey was introduced pretty early on too. And maybe one Hunter x Hunter did it earlier, but I think
maybe you're right.
I think One Piece was definitely going before it, or started before it for sure, but I don't know if it was at that point yet. I want to say it was, but
who knows?
Regardless, doesn't matter. All that's whatever. Like taking the ability or the aura or whatever and applying it to your stuff, you know.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting if they do
so
that.
I wonder if that lets him do that.
Because he can put his like fucking fire in the sword and his.
Well, otherwise, what's the point of him having Tao? Like he's a swordsman. What's the point of any of the swordsmen learning Tao? They don't use their fists ever in the show. I feel like they'd have to, like for the world to work, they'd have to be able to put it in their swords. Or maybe when they put it in their hands, it's good enough to be basically part of the sword.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning more towards. Is like their bodies are so honed that it like the power that they're swinging will be enough for like the blade to fuck up the the person. Whereas maybe if they're swinging normally, it would just like shatter because like they could hit it with their speed. I don't know
because like. See, at that point that gets a little murky because Gabimaru was hitting those Tensen way hard enough to punch right through their head, and they were fine. I think it has to be imbued with Tao to do any damage.
Yeah,
and I think that sword, for the sword to even work, some Tao would have to transfer from the sword to the enemy. Otherwise, I don't know what. I mean, maybe it's not that precise. Also, maybe it's not that. Maybe
we'll see. I don't even know. Yeah, I haven't read that far.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously this is all new for me too. So I think I think my aesthetic blaze theory is wrong now, but I thought it is at least a little like so. As soon as Gabimaru gets it, they go and they trash these two guys. Gabimaru basically kills them both in one shot.
Yeah.
Which is that's not entirely true. Gabimaru basically wins by Gabimaru lights up the entire swath of moths. Kicks a bunch of them to another guy, lights that guy on fire, which this is where I was like, the animation probably need to be a little more cleaned up here because I don't know if everything was communicated that well or if it looked that believable or like understandable. And then the other guy gets cut right down right in the middle, but that's kind of where that ends, and then you don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe next episode that'll get resolved, but
maybe
it seems like they won easily too. Yeah, Gabimaru's. So the thing about Aesthetic Blaze is that everyone's very surprised that like Gabimaru already picked it up. Like, oh, of course he's got it. He's an Iogakure ninja. It's like for crazy things about them. I would, you guys probably should. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been learning stuff like this all the time, and it does like side flashes to like Aesthetic Blaze, that kind of stuff. And you're like, okay, so maybe Nimpo is like adjacent to Tao, but it was hurting them. I think it was hurting them at least. So
it seemed like it.
Yeah. So maybe it does. I don't know. It just got a little more grayer there, and I was like, dang it, dude. Like I was hoping that'd be like a hole in the pocket. Like, oh, okay, he's already using it, but maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm sure they'll tell us.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
But I mean, yeah, pretty much is everyone kicks their ass. Our heroes know how to use Tao, and they're gonna go. Oh yeah.
The final thing is
our dumbass friends who don't know that much about Tao yet go to the middle.
They got a full explanation from the.
They got an explanation, but they haven't practiced it.
No.
So and they.
Well, they get to the gate of Horai. They open it.
Yeah.
And then there's a Tensen waiting for him.
Yeah.
And the first thing that guy does is flick his finger and remove the head of the wood guy. I have no idea if that killed the wood guy.
I don't either.
If it did, power play.
This is where, so right here, when they walked in, I was like, I remember this. And then that happened. I was like, oh, fuck, this is new. I do know where it ends, which is funny because it is one or two more because I just know everything. Yeah. But from here on out, I haven't read it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm excited.
Me too. So I think who's our crew right here? This is Sagiri, Senta. We've got the Kunoichi girl and the wood golem dude.
Yeah.
Is that all of it?
It's it. It's
just them four. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like 4 and 4 now.
And then just the brothers doing their own thing.
And the brothers are definitely doing their own thing.
But they're definitely going to go and murder that Tensen. I'm so excited for it.
Well, they probably are. I have no idea. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird.
I hope that storyline for those two brothers is just happening on its own. Like,
me too.
The entire time.
I hope it really is. I hope they just have their own thing.
At the very end, they meet. At
the very end, they're the last ones, dude.
Yeah.
And the story wasn't even about Gabimaru.
And it wasn't even about Gabimaru. I know. Well, I mean, I like both the brothers more than Gabimaru personally.
Yeah.
I think the brothers are just fun.
They're just more.
And the younger brothers were really sick.
What's the word? Funner.
Funner? More fun?
Just kidding.
Funner? Funner?
Funner.
Yeah. This is a good episode though. Good episode. Great. Good feels.
Love it.
Some decent animation. Some points where you still thought like, hey, what's going on? But
what's going on over there?
Music was fine.
Is that Mario?
I don't know. I think it was a good episode. It was better than the last one. No, last one was better.
No, it wasn't.
That last one was better, huh?
Yeah, last one was better.
So it wasn't as good as the last one, but it did reveal more about the world.
Yeah. I mean, we're there. I mean, we're now where it's interesting. Yeah. Truly. Like, this is... Yeah. It becomes interesting now.
Yeah. I would give it a 9.
It's really weird that it's this long of a wait, but that's what it is.
I give it like a 9 out of 10. I think it's mostly interesting. I don't think it's lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
That's what I think has happened.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. I think the hype was way too high for Hell's Paradise.
Well, again, because when you read it, it's different. Different pacing. Exactly kind of what we were talking about with Demon Slayer. The manga is a lot more of a breakneck, but that's why we liked it. It's kind of like Chainsaw Man. I mean, they're doing Chainsaw Man too. I mean, kind of they're stretching it, making it a little bit more artsy, a little bit more beautiful, and I love that.
To make it more enjoyable.
Well, okay.
I have my opinion. Sorry.
But yeah, so I think for sure for Hell's Paradise they should have been way further than they are. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I only know what I mean, I'll review it after we'll review it after we finish it, and I'll give my overall thoughts.
What was your favorite one this week, bro?
Oh, it's kind of hard to say anything other than Demon Slayer just because of the level of quality they kind of shoved down your throat.
Yeah, level of quality. It was longer,
and the amount of content,
and it was the finale, and it was just so fucking good.
And it was a movie basically. If I couldn't choose that, it would probably be Mashle, but it's Demon Slayer.
Yeah, it'd be Demon Slayer, Mashle, Hell's for me. Yep.
And these are all good anime. Like, I know that we sound like we're harsh on Hell's Paradise. It's only because the other two animes are batting 10s almost every week.
Yeah.
So these are all excellent animes. It's just I think Hell's Paradise is a little easier to be critical of out of the 3.
I agree with that.
Yep. Join us on stream.
On the stream, we're doing.
Please
that
rate
later.
and review us on your podcast, the app of choice. And then please share with your friends as well. We love that.
Yeah. We'll
be streaming tonight.
I mean, probably they'll be listening to this.
Is this Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Microsode's Friday. Sorry, I brain farted. We'll be streaming
tonight.
So
if there's a night
before 8:30 p.m., go jump on Twitch and watch us at 8:30 p.m. If it's after 8:30 p.m., suck it. You're dead to us. Never listen to us again. Go away. I'm over you. You're the worst. I'm disappointed.
I don't want to keep that in there.
No.
Dude, what if someone takes that personally? We're just trying to grow.
You have one more chance.